Hello puppies, you are welcome to General Studies class. I am Uncle Popo. I believe you are ready for today's lesson. Uncle Popo is here, I am also here. We are here together, 100% attention. That's what I need from you. Give me your 100% attention. Our subject for today is civic education. Civic education is the subject for today. In our last lesson, we discussed about civil society. We talked about different types of civil society that we have. We talked about the functions, and we talked about their classification based on professional, based on ethnic, and so on. Today, we are moving on to a new topic. Before I go into today's topic, I want to ask you a few questions, and I want you to answer me. You have two options. Is either you say duty of the government or my own duty. So you pick from the two. When I say it, if it is duty of the government, you say duty of the government. If it's your own duty, you say my own duty. So the question now. Question number one. Whose duty is it to provide social amenities like good roads, schools, hospitals? Duty of the government? You're correct. Whose duty is it to protect the citizens and defend the country? You said duty of the government again. You're correct. Whose duty is it to ensure smooth running of the country? Duty of the government again. Then I begin to wonder, what is our own duty? Everything is duty of the government, this duty of the government. That leads us to today's topic. Duties and obligations to the government. Our duties and obligations to the government. The learning objective for today. By the end of today's lesson, you should be able to 1. Describe duties and obligations. 2. State our obligations to the government. 3. State consequences for failing to perform our obligations to the government. Let's look at what obligation is. Obligation can be defined as a course of action that an individual must perform due to an agreement or law. I'll take it again. Obligations can be defined as a course of action that an individual must perform due to an agreement or law. It can also be seen as a task or activity that we are expected to perform in line with existence of rules and regulations. Let me explain. We are actually talking about those activities you need to carry out that is stated under the law that you must do. In Nigerian Constitution, what are those activities that is expected of you to do as a citizen? So that is what we mean by the obligations. Now let's check what duty is. Duty is a sense of morality which makes an individual engage in activity. Duty is a sense of morality which makes an individual engage in activity. In other words, it is seen as a societal demand, an expectation from individuals. What we are saying here is that duty is what is expected of you in the society, although our law does not bound it to be what you have to do under force or you must do, but it's expected of you to do it. That's what we refer to as duty. Let's look at some of those obligations to the government. Number 1, obey the laws of the land and obey those in authority. Obey the laws of the land and obey those in authority. In Nigerian Constitution, we have the laws that you are expected to obey. Also, those in the authority, the government, the chairman of your local government, the governor, and some other people that are in authority, you need to obey them. That's one of the obligations you need to do to the government. The second one is pay taxes promptly. When you are up to the age to start paying taxes, that is when you start working. You are expected to pay your tax. You don't need to be forced to do so. I know you are still a child now. By the time you get to that age that you start working, it's expected of you to pay your taxes promptly. The next one is show loyalty to our country by respecting the national symbols. What are the national symbols? The coat of arms, the national flag. I know you have national flag in your school, so you should not just play with it anyhow. You have to show respect to it because it's a symbol of a country, of our country, Nigeria. Next is vote during elections. You are expected to vote during elections. I'm not asking you to vote now. Even if you go there, you can't vote because it has certain age that you will get to before you are allowed to vote in Nigeria. Can you tell me the age? When you're up to what age? Somebody said 12. No, not 12. You are thinking it's 15. No, it's actually 18 years. When you are 18 years, up to the 18 years of age, that is when you are allowed to vote during elections. Next is be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Be good ambassadors of Nigeria. What this is talking about is that anywhere you go, you have to really show that you're a good citizen of Nigeria and you don't do things that will mess up the name. Next is respect the values of our society. Every society has their own value. We have things we cherish so much, our customs, our tradition, and what we believe that we cannot toy with, you have to really respect. Next is help government agencies to maintain law and order. It's not only government agencies that will maintain law and order, but you too can play your own role in helping and in ensuring that the laws are maintained in your area. You don't join other groups to violate the law of the country. Next is protect the rights of other citizens. Protect the rights of other citizens. We have right to life, right to fair hearing, and some other rights. You don't violate the rights of other citizens. You need to protect it. Next is uphold the good name of Nigeria at all times. Just like the one we mentioned earlier, that you should be good ambassadors of Nigeria. Here you uphold the good name of Nigeria at all times. That means you do things that are right anywhere, anytime. Now we move on to the duties of pupils in school. Having gone through the obligations, our obligations to the government, we also have some duties we are expected to perform in our various schools. I think you know all this. Start mentioning those duties duties, your own duty in school. 1, I'm listening, say it out. Good, you have all tried. Let's look at it together here. Obey the rules of the school. Your school has rules and regulations. Even in your classroom, you have rules and regulations that you follow. So you need to obey. If the rule says do not make noise in the class, you do not do that. You obey the rules of the school. That's one of your duties. The next one is do all schoolwork and homework. Do all schoolwork and homework. All schoolwork, your homework, you are expected to do as a good pupil. Next is participate in classroom activities. Even if you are the type that you don't like talking with other friends, but try to participate in classroom activities. Let everybody see you that you are also participating, and this will really help you and develop you better. Next is work hard to ensure high grades. Work hard to ensure high grades. To get high grades in school, you need to work hard. How do we work hard? By participating in classroom activities, doing your schoolwork and homework. By doing this, your parents will really be happy with you that I have given birth to a very good and great child. Next is protect the image of the school. The name of your school, the name of your school is very important. So anywhere you go, you need to protect the name so that you won't tarnish the name anywhere, anytime. Now let's look at the duties of children in a family. This is another one, duties of children in a family. You know them, you know all those duties. One, obey your parents. You need to obey your parents. If you are asked not to do something, you don't do it. Obey all the rules and regulations that your parents are giving you to follow. That will show you as a good and obedient child. The next one is do house chores. The house chores, like now that you are at home, all the house chores that you are given to do, make sure you do it as at the time you are supposed to do it. Don't be engaged in things that will not benefit you anymore. Next is protect and uphold the good name and image of the family. You have the good name, your family have good name and image they are protecting, so you should also do the same thing. You protect and uphold the good name of your family. Next is run errands for parents and other members of family. Run errands for parents and other members of the family. I know your sister is telling you now that you can see, your uncle is telling you, yes, you need to run errands for the elderly ones and the parents at home. Next is, we have looked at all the duties of children in a family, the household chores, take the rubbish out, make the bed, and some others. Look at the pictures there, you see what we have talked about. Finally, we want to look at the consequences of failing to perform our obligations to the government. Consequences, that if we fail to perform our obligations to government, what are the likely problems we might pose to the government or to our society? One, there will be a breakdown of law and order. A breakdown of law and order. If you don't obey the rules and regulations and the constitution of the country, there will be a breakdown of law and everybody will be doing what they like. Two, the citizens will be ungovernable and the society will be underdeveloped. The citizens will be ungovernable and the society will be undeveloped. Here in Nigeria, most citizens like to do what they want or what they like at any time, and this is against the law. Unlike some other advanced countries where they obey their constitution and the rules and regulations of the country. Crime will be rife, and so lives and property will be unsafe. Lives and property will be unsafe. If we all do what we like, we are putting our lives and properties in danger. And the government will be unable to pursue the programs it has planned for the society. Government will be unable to pursue the program it has planned for the society. Just like we have in one state in Nigeria where we have different kind of crimes every time, it's very difficult for government to take a developmental program there because it will be disturbed. So all these are the consequences of failing to perform our duties. In today's lesson, we have successfully talked about obligation, the duty, our obligations to the government, and consequences of failing to perform one's obligation to the government. Now it's time to evaluate. Evaluation time, activity time. Here I have a few questions on the board. One, what is obligation? Here are the questions on the screen. Attempt all these questions. Your time starts now. Eyes on me. Good job, you. Good. I believe you have attempted all these questions. So let's see how you have performed today. The answers are here. Look at the answers and you need to be truthful, mark accordingly, and score yourself. If you scored everything, that shows you are giving your 100% attention in today's lesson. We have come to the end of today's lesson. Until next time, next lesson, Uncle Popo says, keep on studying. Bye.